I knew a girl in high school, beautiful beyond my reach. And when she was in class with me, my mind you could not teach. I stared at her until she looked, and then I glanced away. For I was so embarrassed that my gaze just could not stay. We went through school for 4 long years, together yet apart. I never got the nerve to tell her what was in my heart. I never spoke of love or lust or even of a crush. I only had to think of her, and then I'd start to blush. So I just kept it to myself and let her go her way, thinking that perhaps we'd meet some long and distant day. And then I'd tell her what I thought and hope she felt the same, or just be happy if she could remember my first name. I'd tell her that I waited for her lo these many years, how fate had brought her back to me, and then I'd dry her tears. She would of course remember me and say she'd felt as much, and then we'd stop our talking and our lips would gently touch. And so I was amazed to see within my Facebook site a friend request from this old flame just the other night. I paused a moment wondering if it was really her, or maybe she just shared the name, coincidentally conferred. And so I clicked upon her name, which took me to her wall, so that I could see her pics and from them make a call. She lived these years lingering upon my mind inert, pretty, fresh, full of life, and terminally pert. And then I saw the photos which were taken of her since. This was the very person, though the pictures made me wince. Where I recalled some dimples and a quiet, pretty smile, I now saw teeth that had been stained by tobacco, wine, and bile. And in my mental image I could still recall her grin, but in the photos on the page I saw an extra chin, or two. In fact, the only feature that reminded me of her were the sparkling eyes which now peeked out from eyebrow fur. The wrinkles were to be expected, all of us have those. But the lesions, sores, and pustules covered her from head to toes. At least she still had lots of hair. I'd loved her golden tresses. But most of it sprang from her nose and hung down to her dresses. Yes, this was the same old girl, the one from my old dreams. But time had had his way with her, instead of me, it seems. And so I went back to my page and made my friend election. I pulled the menu down and clicked, "Not now," for my selection.